Want proof that all 162 games matter? Well, you don't need to look any further than the 2011 Boston Red Sox season. Welcome to A Fan Divided. I'm Holly Mandillo. One game. Any one game. One game that we should have won and we lost, and we'd be in the playoffs right now. The 1-0 loss against Cleveland at the beginning of the season, the one with the suicide squeeze. Or Adrian Gonzalez striking out with the bases loaded against Mariano Rivera to winning just once, 2 games in a row in September, and we'd have the wild card. We'd be the ones popping champagne. We'd be the ones flying to Texas. One more strike for Papelbon, or for Wade for that matter, and everything would be different. But it should have never gotten to that point. The Yankees had a 7-0 lead going into the bottom of the 8th. We had a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs and 2 strikes and our best pitcher on the mound. And we lost, and the Rays won. Clearly, it just wasn't meant to be. It's that simple. We could spend days analyzing it, all the mistakes, the base running errors alone, but we shouldn't waste our time because it should never have gotten to that point. Plus, it's probably what we get for rooting for the evil empire. Well, Yankees, I hope you're happy, because sometimes you get what you wish for, and you guys may get the Rays in the ALCS. Hopefully, the worst September collapse in the history of baseball won't cause the Red Sox to overreact. A house cleaning is not what's in order here. If Francona loses his job, that would just be a shame. Clearly, though, changes need to be made. We have to get better starting pitching. We've got to focus less on the star players and more on our farm team that have produced people like Jacoby Ellsbury and Dustin Pedroia. And then we need to sign David Ortiz and we need to sign Jonathan Papelbon. So how do we cope? How do we move on? Well, first of all, we thank God that there's a football season. Let's go Giants! And then we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, learn from our mistakes, and look towards next year. Oh, and also thank God for my secret chocolate stash. That came in handy last night. And Red Sox Nation, as hard as this may seem now, we have to continue to believe. And root like hell for anyone that can beat the Yankees. Well, fans, I'm gonna get back to alternating between crying and throwing things. I can't believe it ended this way. I mean, I can believe it, but for a moment there, I was already composing our victory speech and tweet. It looked like things were gonna work out differently, but it just wasn't meant to be. What do we have to look forward to? The Giants return this week to the place of their greatest victory as they take on the Cardinals in Scottsdale. Until then, I'm Holly Mandillo, and I am A Fan Divided.